It's your boy Ron Dunn, and we back in the building. Lead with love to find your true self. It's the My Way or the Highway podcast, and I'm in here with the homegirl.
Nyasia.
What's going on, man? We back at it again. What's good with you?
Living my best life, like I said before.
hmm And today we are gonna dive deep into Nyasia's lifestyle. Because a lot of times it's a lot of other girls in the world that me, you know, wanna indulge in her lifestyle. So, I got a couple questions for you today.
Amazing. I'm ready to answer them.
We gonna start from the very beginning. What was the reason that you got into dancing?
Well, when I was younger, I used to do ballet and I also used to do hip hop. So I was already into the dancing vibe. So I was like, why not dance and get paid for it? And also, I used to do cheerleading and a little bit of track.
hmm
So, I like to work out and move my body a lot and stay in shape and be healthy. So,
You know what they gonna want me to ask you. Was it? Did you grow up in a two-family home? Did you have daddy issues? We gonna dive a little deep into there.
definitely, definitely. So, yes, I have daddy issues.
All right. So how did you come to terms that this was a problem in your life?
Well, my dad is, a very strict black man, and he means well, but honestly, he was like a military man, and he was very like, oh, in life, this, if you do this and that. Like, he was just all about education, and that can be a good thing to a certain extent. And he kind of like abused that, and it kind of, um,
Backfired.
yeah, it just turned me off in that way, because I just felt like I'm very sensitive and I feel like, your kids should have a right to be heard.
I feel you because a lot of times, a lot of kids grew up in a church, right? And their
Hmm.
parents made them go to church, every Sunday, every Wednesday, you know, throughout the week, and it deterred them from wanting to be back in the church. So you think like when a parent's like a little bit overbearing, sometimes the child like goes the opposite way.
Yes, for sure. I feel like being, super real with your kids and being super like upfront with everything and being very open with them is the best way to go because I tell my mom everything. Unfortunately, my dad doesn't know much about me. But I love him and he loves me, but we love each other from a distance. But he's a good guy and he's smart and he's the reason why I'm here also. So, yeah.
How open would you be with your kids? Like, all right, so we got, we could look at. I know this is a celebrity, but Kim Kardashian, right? She said she was having a tough time because one of her sex tapes popped up and
Yeah.
one of her kids seen it.
Right.
So how so how open like would you be for like if you would have a kid, like how open would you want to be with them?
Well, I would want to be very open because honestly, the truth comes out eventually.
hmm
So it's like you just gotta tell them from the jump, and sometimes you don't have to tell them certain things. If things come upon, then they're gonna come and they're gonna ask questions, and you can answer them. I feel like you don't have to tell everybody your whole life story because you have so many chapters of your life. It's hard to remember everything crazy that happens because yeah, life is insane.
That's a fact. But a lot of times nowadays, I'm starting to think a lot of kids' innocence is being taken away. You know what I mean?
Yes, I definitely understand social media and the music that we listen to nowadays, etc., the commercials, the shows, everything is very inappropriate and everything has dark humor. And I
hmm
feel like, that's why kids want to grow up so fast and then they get into things that
And the thing about it is they're very impressionable. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
Like, so they're gonna follow, whatever, their parent does. You know what I mean? But
Yes, for sure.
so I mean, shit. Everybody gonna raise their kids how they want to raise it. And I got another question, right?
Okay.
What age do you think is an appropriate time for somebody to get into the field?
Okay, so I would personally say for other people because I feel like a lot of people don't mature as fast as I did. You know, I can't speak for everybody, but I'm just saying that I was very close to my grandma, so she made me very mature at a very young age.
Hmm.
So, like, you know, if you get into that industry and you're not, like, you know, there with it, then it's not going to be well for you because you're going to be around a lot of things that test your greatness and your innocence, and you just have to be safe and be careful and think smart and make the right decisions because it's very easy to be influenced by others and
Hmm.
it's not worth it. So yeah.
So, what age do you think?
Oh, I would say personally 21. I got into it, I'd say I was like 19, but I like had to get back into it again, and I like learned more, and I feel like I kind of started all over again. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fire. And I know, since you've been in it for a while, I know you got some stories.
Oh my goodness, I could write a book with my stories.
Well, give us maybe one or two. Let's see how the first one goes. Give us a story that, you know, that may be interesting for the people.
Okay, well, I have a story that literally happened recently. And it's actually pretty embarrassing, but honestly, like, no shame in my game because what can you do? It was really my fault for not doing what I was supposed to, but I will explain what I mean. So basically, I was on my monthly and I hate working on my monthly. If you are a dancer, you understand my pain. It's literally a horrible thing, and the managers, the staff, they do not care if you are on your period bleeding. They're like, you better stick a tampon in it and call it a day. But yeah, I just decided to not cut my tampon that day because I felt like I knew how to keep it safe without cutting it, but I was completely wrong. And yeah, it definitely came out on stage, and yeah, that built a lot of character
You
for me.
said it built a lot of character.
Yeah.
How did you find out this was going on?
Well, I definitely looked down and I
Oh,
was like,
shit.
oh, I was like, yeah. And I tried
Oh,
to play it off.
man.
I kept going like that. And I kept moving it. And honestly, it kind of came out maybe about 3 times. So, yeah, you live and you learn. The next day, though, I made sure to cut my string and I will never not cut my string again.
Word of advice to you ladies out there.
Honestly,
Now,
truthfully.
I need a story at least with somebody being catty because I know when a building full of ladies, I know
Yes.
it tends to get rough.
Oh, definitely. So basically, you know, girls always have something to say. Not everybody, but some of them, okay? So basically, I was at work and I gave this girl a compliment, and I honestly shouldn't have given her that compliment because she took advantage of my kindness. And she was an older dancer, and I do not knock the MILFs, okay? We love the MILFs, okay? I'm not trying to
How
spread
old are
no
you
shame.
saying?
She was about, I'd say maybe like 34.
Okay.
Yeah, not old. She
Right,
looked
right.
good.
Yeah.
So I complimented her because her body was nice. Like, you know, she had a BBL and like lip fillers or whatever. But like, I'm not a hater, you know what I mean? I'm natural, but like, I just like to spread love. If I feel like, you know, you're cool and you're cute and I like your outfit, I'm going to compliment your outfit. And that's what I did. And she completely took that and ran with it because she started telling me how, like, oh, we're here. Like, you know, the customers around here don't like curly hair. Every time I wear my hair curly, they always say, "Oh, it looks crazy. You need to like fix it. Like
Who
what's
said
going on
that?
today?"
Who tells you that?
Well, the girl with the BBL that I complimented,
Yeah.
she told me that the white guys at the club don't like that. But it's like, girl, I don't even straighten my hair, so what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, in my head, I was like, your curls must be booty as fuck. Booty ass curls. They
Right.
must be because everyone compliments my hair every day in the most humblest way ever. You know, don't come at me when I'm trying to like give you a compliment and like show love. Don't do that. That's very disrespectful. So now I know not to ever talk to her again. She's very ignorant and she thinks she's older than me and wiser, but she's really not. I'm smarter than her. I know more than her. So yeah.
You mentioned she had a BBL, and right now I feel like it's like BBL crazy right now because anytime I scroll down my timeline, I'm just seeing it get bigger and bigger. Do girls think just because their ass is bigger that it's better? Hold on, but I'm not done yet. Because for me, I'm not gonna lie, like I like all types of bodies, but like I think men prefer natural women. Honestly, you know what I mean? So you're a
Yeah.
woman, so I don't want to be crucified, you know what I mean? So I want to hear your perspective on how you feel about like this new phenomenon of these BBLs.
Definitely. So I personally feel like everybody should have the choice of their own to do whatever they want with their body. But I just feel like if you're going to do that kind of stuff with yourself, don't be insecure still. Don't be a hater and don't try to act like you're better than anyone. Like, I hate people that act like they're better than me because they have this and that, they have more money than me and stuff like that. You're not better than me because, your body is bigger than mine, your butt, your titties, this and that. Like, I don't care about none of that. It's about your personality and your spirit. And honestly, like, some BBL girls are cool and some aren't. Just like some skinny girls are cool and some aren't. So yeah, but honestly, I feel like if you're gonna get that done, make sure you go to somebody very professional, and
Hmm.
make sure you know what you're doing, and make sure you don't just like go anywhere because you want like your ass look like a watermelon and you want melons right here too, like that.
Do you think that's like when these girls get their body done, like what do you think the mindset is behind that? Like you just feel like they're not good enough, or how do you feel about that?
Well, I feel like as women or people in general, we all have our own insecurities. But I just feel like, some girls are very insecure and they feel like I can't do anything else but to get the surgery and I'm going to get it done and be happy with myself. And that's how, they're happy with themselves and that's cool, whatever. But personally, I just feel like you need to make the right decision because a lot of people get that kind of stuff done and they become botched and they really become unhappy with themselves,
What
and
you mean
that's
botched?
botched as in like they have the surgery and it doesn't go well
Mm.
and they look crazy. I've seen girls in the strip club, they have their boobs done and they literally have like lines all in their boobs and like you could just see like the scars from the knives and it
Uh,
just looks painful and it looks like something they're gonna have to take it out eventually, because it's like it just looks like I don't know, water balloons. Like it
so
doesn't look like comfortable.
so what stopped you from taking that route?
Well, personally, I've always liked being thin because I feel like beauty comes in all different shapes and sizes and colors. So I feel like I like to represent for the natural girls and, no shade to anyone that gets anything done to their body. But I just like to be myself. I feel like this is how God made me and this is God's gift and I'm just going to flaunt it and I'm going to make it the best I can. I love to work out and make my, body nice and healthy and stay in shape and be fit. So, yeah, that's the goal.
I feel like you don't have to apologize or put that disclaimer on before you say it. Like when you talk freely about like your natural body, like apparently like you're secure in yourself that you feel like, if anything, you're gonna work towards what you want instead of going somewhere else.
Exactly. I believe that if I really work hard in the gym and I eat really good foods and this and that, I feel like I will really progress. And not everybody can be like that. So, like I said, no judgments again. That's just how I am. I just feel like I don't want to offend anyone because this is my life, my choices.
But I'm starting to see now, even away from the BBL, just in life, it seems like people want the easy way out. You know what I mean? It seems like people don't really want to put in the work to get where they want to be in life. I feel like now, Instagram, it's like instant gratification what everybody's looking for. And I think that's,
Yes.
kind of tearing the society up because everybody wants everything right now and it's making people that don't get it
Yes.
depressed.
Yes, definitely. That's why social media is fun until it's not. If you feel like it's taking over your life and you need a break, then you just need to stop. Personally, I just don't let social media take over my life because I have a real life and I, do whatever I need to in my real life. Everyone lives their life differently. We all have different goals. We all work different jobs. We all have different families, friends, etc. So it's like, like why sit there and worry about things that you're not supposed to? It's like a distraction and I don't have time for that.
It's like in this life, you gotta have tough skin now. Cause we just posted some clips
Yes.
from our previous, podcast, and
Yes.
people had a lot of choice words to say,
Yeah.
and a lot of people can't handle like the
Nah,
slander
they
that these
can't.
people bring towards them, and what do you? Why do you think those? Why do you think it's such a touchy subject to talk about like relationships and like your perspective on relationships? Like, why do you think it get people so riled up?
Well, honestly, I just feel like talking about relationships and opinions, etc., is like talking about politics.
Mm-hmm.
People can sit there and argue with you all day. I can have my own side, you can have your own side, and we're going to be going back and forth all day. But it's like at the end of the day, I'm not going to let other people's opinions affect how I feel. If I feel a certain way, then I'm going to say it, and I'm not going to feel bad about it.
Facts.
So, period.
Yeah, you gotta. Sometimes you gotta agree to disagree.
Exactly, take it or leave it. I really don't care.
Hmm. So, alright. So, in the dancing industry, is it a lot of money in that? Like, is some nights slower than the others, or you just gotta be consistent with what you do? Like, how is the money in? You don't gotta tell us, how much money you make or nothing like that. But just as far as like, if somebody would be
Uh,
getting into it, I know a lot of. I could say this even with OnlyFans, right?
yeah,
A lot of girls get into OnlyFans thinking that they're gonna make a lot of money, and they don't.
right.
You could speak on, just how to get money in general for these girls. Give them some game.
Okay, so honestly, it's so funny because a lot of people go into dancing and they think that they can actually dance. And it's not that you can't physically dance, but can you dance? Meaning, do you have the game to talk to these men even when you're not having a good day?
Hmm.
Do you have the dignity to be rejected from people that you would obviously probably not get rejected from in real life?
Right.
You have to be tough. And honestly, I wasn't tough when I first started, but I built a lot of character because I didn't give up. And a lot of girls go into the industry and maybe they're working at the wrong club or they're, doing the wrong things or they're around the wrong people and they're just not really influenced the right way. Or maybe they just, are not really that strong in the mind to be able to be around all this chaos, because it's not an easy scene to be around unless you are strong minded and you influence yourself and you don't allow other people to influence you. So, yeah, you know what I
That's
mean?
dope. And when you explain that to me, I don't know, the first thing that popped up in my head, because you saying like, even when you're not dancing, even when you're not having a good night, you kind of got to put that persona on. And the first thing that popped into my head is, I don't know if you ever seen X-Men before, but they have this mutant in there. Her name is Mystique. And I always tell people, I'm like, yo, like all girls got that ability, yo, the
Yeah.
mystique to change into whoever they need to be
Yes, for
based on
sure.
where they are in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I feel like you probably gotta really master that power when you go into that
Oh
field.
yeah, it's Oh my God, words cannot explain. It took a lot of practice, a lot of days of work, a lot of I've cried in the dress rooms. I still cry in the dress rooms because that's a very mentally, physically hard job, and it's not for everybody, and I understand it. But personally, I enjoy it because I'm good at it, and I enjoy pole dancing, and it's really good for me. And like I said, I like to be very healthy, and I like to work out, and I like to be in shape. So I really enjoy it, and honestly, it's just like it's a way where I can stop my social anxiety, even though that sounds crazy. Like I would rather be on stage than to be like walking around ShopRite, like getting $300 worth of groceries.
For real, you feel more safe out there.
Yeah, it's literally weird, and that's just how I feel. And yeah,
You said something about like you cried in the dress. What are some
yeah.
things that would make you like cry?
Okay,
Ladies
so
first.
when there's like about, let's say, almost 100 people in the club, and
Facts.
nobody's really tipping that well, and that kind of sucks because you don't want to be a dancer that's not making money, but it's like that you make money on most days, but it's like you're so spoiled that you cannot accept that you're not making money. So that's why I get very upset, and yeah, it kind of sucks not making money, but honestly, when I write it all down and add it all up in the week, it definitely is worth it.
Hmm.
For sure. So,
There you go, people. I hope you got some gems from this. Got
yes,
my girl Nyasia in the building. Tell
for
them where
sure.
they could find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Heavenly Naya,
Hmm.
period.
Period.
And Twitter, Snack Lips Naya. And and then Shorty Naya on YouTube. Yeah, I haven't posted, but I'm gonna get back to it real soon. Please and thank you.
Okay, you got some new clips here for it.
Yes, for sure, for
People be
sure.
on the lookout, and y'all already know what it
Yes,
is, man.
exactly.
I sacrificed everything just to make it here. Um, Leave with love to find your true self. It's the
Yes.
My Way or the Highway podcast,
Uh huh.
and we out.
That was cute.